That's maybe better. Hoping that's better. Nope, doesn't. It still doesn't look stable. What is going on with my frame issues today? Is it holding? Alright, maybe it's okay. We're gonna try this one more time. Or not. Because it keeps dropping to red. God. That's what I get for not streaming for like almost a week. My last stream was like, yeah, 6 days ago, I guess. Just running into all these technical problems that I definitely didn't iron out. Mm. Alright, it seems to be like mostly stable, and it just has very brief periods of dropping out. So I'm hoping that that's good enough. And if there are a bunch of issues in the as the stream progresses, I'm just gonna like call the stream or something if it just keeps dying and I don't know how to fix it. But anyway, we'll try that for now. So sorry if there are any technical difficulties going forward, garbage frame rates and stuff. I don't know what the problem is. I'm not good at this sort of computery, internet-y stuff. So anyway, hello everybody. I'm back from Eternal Weekend. And I was supposed to stream yesterday, slept through it because Eternal Weekend really wiped me out. But I got a good night's sleep this time after like a 2-hour flight delay on Sunday trying to get home too. So this is gonna be my last Legacy stream for a hot minute. I have to start like playing a bunch of Modern to prep for this RPTQ, which I'm not happy about because I don't like playing Modern a lot right now. But regardless, we're just gonna be running one more stream back with the 75 that I played at the event, and kind of chatting about how I did at the event, some of my sweet games that I played in both Legacy and Vintage. Vintage was like actually really, really funny. But anyway, this is the same list we played like the day before I left. It's the same list I was playing for a while. I'm happy with almost all the slots. This Mirror Crusader does not feel good. Feels like it should be something else, but still don't know what that is. But I'm happy with like I think like 74 of the other slots, honestly. Anyway, let's actually start playing while my frames hold steady, at least a little bit. Is the Cardboard Live extension working? God, I hope so. This is not... Oh god, Cardboard Live, why do you do this to me? Alright, I think that... Yeah, there we go. That should put it on screen. God, just a whole mess of technical issues today, I guess. Alright, sand is like astoundingly medium. Just like need a 2-drop to bridge the gap. We're on the draw. We have like Mom, Pals chilling. I think the sand could definitely be better, especially with double Caracas. It's like already a mold of 6 and like a pretty medium one at this. I think we can get a better 6 than that. Yep. Sorry about my... I'm gonna have to keep clearing my throat throughout, like, this whole stream. I caught the dreaded con crud, I guess, where you go to a big convention and then you catch an illness from someone else that was there, so my throat's been all garbage today. So Polluted Delta tells us basically nothing. Luckily, our turn 1 play is, like, pretty simple, as is our turn 2. I'm not gonna reveal what they are now. Basic Forest. I don't like the sound of this. So this is like a bug deck, right? Oh, well, I wasn't expecting that. What deck plays Basic Force and Diabolic Edict? I was thinking of some like bug combo deck, like Alluren or Food Chain. Alluren definitely doesn't play Diabolic Edict. And I imagine Food Chain doesn't either. Because, like, they don't really care about your opponent sacrificing things, because they're not as concerned about that sort of stuff. Loam. Which playing against, like, Bug Depths? Not Bug Depths, but, like, the Bug, like, control deck? Like the Bug lands control, whatever, strategy. I don't really know what's going on here. This Wasteland's definitely not happening, though. I do think I want to leave up... What up, Static? I do think I want to leave up my Karakas, because I feel like my opponent's playing a very long-term game plan. The issue is that I also, like, don't know what to name with Phyrexian Revoker. So I'd have to just completely pass the turn. Could just, like, name Jace the Mind Sculptor or something stupid. Maybe the Lily Last Open makes more sense, because they can't cast Jace yet. I just, like, don't know what's going on. Diabolic Life from Alone, but... Yeah, name some, like, dumb Planeswalker that's hard to beat. We can beat a Jace as it sits on board. If we get, like, Deluged, it's whatever, but... A little comma. Sure, why not? So this lets me, like, play a little bit off curve, but leave up Karakas forever. I can recruit for, like, Wisps or more Recruiters, or Mirran Crusader is possibly really good against whatever my opponent is doing. It's probably pretty good against what my opponent is doing as well. I think I'm just gonna walk into a Snapcaster Mage, because my opponent can't get any value. Sure. Seems like a weird time to brainstorm. Did you do a recap? No, I was kind of like gonna go about it as more people trickled in and just kind of like talk about random games and stuff. Or like maybe in the middle of the league when more people are hanging out, talk about how Eternal Weekend went and stuff like that. Wasn't exactly sure where I was going to put it. So, issue here is like, do I want to run out Spirit Keeper? No, because like opponent can hit it with target removal, but I'm kind of scared of it getting hit by discard at some point. But they don't have it, or else they imagine they would have fired it off by now. Standstill. Oh damn! All right, this is the game we're playing, I guess. Bugged Standstill Loam. Yeah, basically Eternal Weekend was great. Eternal Weekend was great. Everyone should play Eternal Weekend if you want to go to a big Legacy event or Vintage event, I guess. But it was a lot of fun. We are getting bug land stilled, apparently. Sound the alarms. But yeah, I didn't myself actually do that great at Eternal Weekend. I went 7-4 in the Legacy portion, but Static, who's now in the chat, went 9-2 on an identical 75, except I think he was playing Snow Covered. It's like a savage. But yeah, I do really like what this list is looking like currently. I think I'm just going to play out Spirit Keeper now. No, I'm definitely playing out Spirit Keeper. Yeah, I wanted to like try to play around some board wipe or something. Yeah, 75 was great. I'd say that 74 cards in the deck I'm very happy with, and the Mirror Crusader is very up in the air. Is this a basic force, basic swap, Mishra's Factory deck that plays counterspell? Well, they haven't cast a counterspell yet, but I mean, maybe. For all I know. I'm just hoping they don't have another force for the Spirit Keeper. Because I think the Spirit Keeper just really puts them in the ground. They would need, like, targeted removal into, like, Deluge. And then I still have this Thalia. Opie is real ambitious. I don't really know what my opponent's game plan is, I guess. Besides the card standstill. I imagine there's a Snapcaster Mage somewhere here that I may or may not want to be concerned about. I may not attack with my Hallowed Spirit Keeper. Run it into, like, snap, block, untap, deluge me or something. Do the Violin to play with standstill, but yeah, I mean, that's fair. I'm definitely playing the Vial this turn because I have nothing better to play. Maybe the GTA, but... The question is, do I actually attack with Hallowed Spirit Keeper, or do I just, like, save it as... Well, if they have Snapcaster Mage and a board wipe, they can just, like, snap, push Spirit Keeper, untap board wipe, so... If they have snap, it's whatever. No, it's just a singleton Hallowed Spirit Keeper in the deck, Stoneforge. It's just like a flex slot. I should have a Crusader for it, I guess, from more traditional builds. That block doesn't really make any sense, but okay. I mean, I guess they're planning on pushing my Spirit Keeper, and then untapping and deluging. You listen to Patrick. Oh yeah, don't play Stoneforge unless you're playing Death of Taxes. Chat was so mad at like half the shit that Patrick said in his winter interview. Chat was real salty. I hope he never goes back and reads. Oh, that's rude. Pernicious Deed. That's definitely not a card I was playing around, but sure. Might have wanted to fire off a Wasteland if I was expecting exactly Pernicious Deed. So I'm just gonna bounce my Thalia here, replay it, and play the second Crocus just to keep protecting it. What shenanigans are going on in chat? They were just like, when he said that, like, don't play Stoneforge unless it's in D&T, like, a lot of presumably, like, Blue and X Stoneblade players got really salty about it. And there were some, like, Cyrus fanboys that were really mad that Cyrus didn't win. And they're like, oh, he just, like, luck sacked 3 blind flips, blah, blah, blah. No skill. Twitch chat being Twitch chat. Outskill completely. So we only have the 1 threat, so we want to keep putting it into play and protecting it with this Karakas. Unfortunately, they had, like, exactly Deed. Deed was a really obnoxious one to have. Well, we have Wastelands to attack through that pretty easily. Assassin's Trophy. Do they have, like, double removal spell here? Definitely did look like 3 blind flip. You're not wrong. Those were good, some good flips. This isn't great. My opponent only has 1 card in hand, though, so if we find, like, any threat, we should be pretty well off. I just hope that every time Patrick casts a turn 2 Ponder with a Flusterstorm in hand against Storm, he stops and thinks about, what if my opponent Dark Grit Adnos is me? Man, really don't want to draw a bunch of Wastelands against this guy with a Life from the Loam in his graveyard. Yeah, I'd have to go back and rewatch that one turn with, like, the Null Rod Tormod's Crypt that chat flip shit about. Because I wasn't exactly sure between each player's reasoning. I wasn't sure if, like, I didn't think about, oh, did Cyrus actually, like, flip a red producing land or something? If he didn't, then, like, casting the Null Rod with the Tormod's Crypt in play is, like, totally fine. What's up, Spider Space? Wow, can we not? Wow, can we not? All right. This is the start to my day, I guess. Pernicious Deed into Liliana the Veil, Jace the Mind Sculptor. Sure. So we're pretty dead now. Also, our Spirit Keeper's in the graveyard. Technically, we're just blowing off some steam from Eternal Weekend. Getting absolutely demolished by whatever bug standstill deck my opponent decided to queue up. So I just said fetch a hand from Adnaz, not crypting was intentional, but likely wrong. Haven't gotten through to figure it all out. Yeah, because I haven't definitely, like, didn't go back and, like, watch it. I was like, are you dead there? Because if he had red, then couldn't he, like, Cabal it into Past in Flames for lethal that turn? But I don't know. There are, like, a lot of weird lines. And I think Cyrus just might have thought that he didn't think of, like, the applications of Null Rod on your own Tormod's Crypt. Is my opponent wastelanding my wastelands to start factoring me? Alright, I've had enough. I don't want to play this game anymore. I went 7-4 in Legacy and 7-3 in Vintage. Not the best Legacy results, but I got 44th in Vintage and 2nd place in unpowered lists in Vintage, which was exciting. All in all, pretty fun day. Performed pretty not great, but the deck performed well. Static in chat, he played the exact same 75 and got 9-2, so I'm happy with where the deck is right now. I don't think I want Surgicals against my opponent. I feel like they're just like a value deck that plays Loam. It's like a matchup where Rip is better than Loam, or Rip is better than Surgical, but like grossly uncommon. could go most of my life without playing against this. We're probably just like cutting all the plows, right? My opponent's just like a bug control deck. GTA also seems like it sucks. Are you gonna be on camera in your outfit?
I'm gonna nap. It's nap time. Wake me up after you're done.
So what were the interaction between Crypt and Raw? Just talking about odds. I wasn't sure the correct choice yet. Yeah, okay. There's definitely something that like the bystanders watching the match are definitely just like not aware of, like every subtle nuance that was going on. I just assumed that if he has like Red Source plus that Cabal Rep plus Past in Flames, he'd probably just like go off there, right? But I forget all the garbage that was in his graveyard. I didn't know like most of the composition in his hand at that point. Yeah, I don't get to be bringing Baneslayer in this format, at least. Because these mobs might actually suck. Against, like, my opponent's Pernicious Deed deck, who's probably boarding like Deluge. Shave, like, one mob. Or shave, like, one Revoker. I hate Revoker in the control-y matchups. Start showing me about that Synergy Universe Soloist. As a fitting demise. Go like that, I guess. Keeping one Revoker to tutor 4 in case of Planeswalkers, but I don't like relying on Revoker to try to stop Planeswalkers in these controlling matchups. Yikes. Zan sucks. Yeah. I almost mentioned that too when you were like deciding to put the Null Rod in your deck. I was like, what matchups do you board a Null Rod for? It's like Stoneforge decks, like Death and Taxes and stuff, and Steel Stompy. It's like, I guess Storm too. You bring in that and Crypt, and that's kind of awkward, but anyway, yeah, this hand blows. This hand is better. I think I want that. Yeah, Cyrus seemed like a pretty cool guy, but Twitch chat just makes everything rancid, so there were a bunch of people like getting really mad when Cyrus was losing. Wow, rude. Innocent Blood? Opponent being real rude. Just having a lot of really mean Magic cards. Oh yeah, I remember you talking about that. It's like, well, this Nora doesn't actually do anything except for give me another Mentor trigger, so, I mean, I guess. Guess we'll grab Sword. My opponent's deck is probably just mono removal spells. But yeah, I got some good Eternal Weekend stories to recant. Probably just over like the week too. I'll just be reminded of random stuff. Like the Mopey Adnaz in the finals. My opponent in like the 10th round had like the actual worst ad nauseum I'd ever seen in my life. I think I'm just gonna wasteland this Underground Sea and pass. My opponent's Adnaz game 2, he just goes off on turn 1 with the Cloud Postword Filter game. It's another good story that I watched. So anyway, I think I told this to like basically everyone that I actually went with, but this is for the masses that didn't get to go to Eternal Weekend. Game 2 against Ant. My opponent's on the play, and he goes turn 1, land, Lotus Petal, double LED, Infernal Tutor, crack double LED, Adnaz with 1 black floating. And he flips Empty the Warrens, Tendrils of Agony, 3 Thoughtseizes, Hurkyl's Recall, and goes to like 5 life, and he sits there and thinks about it, and there's just like nothing. He does not have anything. He can't even like do a value Adnaz because this hand is just garbage still. So he keeps going, and his immediate next card at 5 life is Dark Vision, and he just dies on turn 1, and I just did not take a game action. So we just like for sure get to connect with Sword here, right? This my opponent has Nature's Claim in his deck. I guess I wasn't supposed to play that, because I could draw a Wasteland. I was thinking about if I drew Mother of Runes. I guess there's an equal chance that I draw either of those. Notably, my opponent did play Forest, right? They didn't fetch this? Yeah, which means they're Brainstorm locked. Opponent can Wasteland me, I guess. Yeah, they're gonna cast Loam, because that'll be sad. I guess it won't be that sad, because we get connect with the Stoneforge again and then rip the Loam, but they'll get a bunch of lands back. Oof. Let's draw land. Council's Judgment with this explosives. Just giving him the beatdown. The old one core army. Just going all the way, I guess. Go work Stoneforge. So we didn't see anything interesting that game, right? We saw Cantrip, Innocent Blood, and EE. I wouldn't be surprised if they have, like, Academy Ruins in their fucking Life from the Loam deck. Academy Ruins, their EE. Although the mana base seems, like, infinitely greedy, but whatever. Oh yeah, my girlfriend and her... She's very stressed out and wearing her comfortable pajamas, which happen to be Pokemon. Alright, this hand blows a lot, especially on the draw. Stoneforge makes this Batterskull a little bit better, but I can't imagine the Stoneforge is going to live. We can get better 6. Yeah, we still have this Batterskull, but I think I just want to top a 1. I want a 3rd land, but I also want a 1-drop. Especially a 1-drop like Mom. I imagine this Mom's going to die. It's alive. I don't really want to play Ballista into, like, a neg-X. Although, is my opponent... Imagine my opponent has to be playing, like, Marsh Casualties in their deck, right? Or Toxic Deluge. It's not just Pernicious Deed. I'm still kind of confused why. Yeah, she does that. Sometimes she just... she just grabs one of the cats and drags them into the blanket. Playing out Recipes here just seems so mopey, though. I'm just gonna hope my opponent doesn't have stuff. I also don't want to, like, play Rest in Peace and then get Liliana the Veiled. Well, I guess that wouldn't be terrible, because they'd Edict the Mom, and then I could actually just ping it down with Ballista. What is this? Sure. Goodbye, Mom. Yeah, it's much better play than this Rest in Peace still. Hopefully my opponent doesn't kill it. Also, hopefully my opponent doesn't wasteland me, but we have a lot of dreams here. Would love to be able to put in this Batterskull. That's rude. That's also rude. I think I'm just going to play Rest in Peace for mana efficiency's sake, rather than, like, Rishadan boarding or something. The opponent has shown, like, Snapcaster Mage in their deck, Light from the Loam. Oh yeah, if only it was Assassin's Trophy. That would have been so much better for me. They showed Assassin's Trophy last game, so I imagine they're playing a split. Like a brainstorm for a counter here. Sure. So I think worst case, as it sits right now, is like Jace. And even then, we're just like a land away from being able to deal with it. This Tarpet actually makes my Palace Jailer a little bit weird. We find like a Wasteland for it. It's easier, but then we're using a Wasteland when we're on 2 lands. Fuck. What's up, Army? How's it going? Thanks for the 1 bit. Alright, well, Walking Ballista, you only have to hit them 15 more times. How was Eternal Weekend? It's following yours and Cyrus's Twitters. Eternal Weekend was pretty sweet, Felber. I went 7-4 in Legacy and 7-3 in Vintage. Not super great Legacy results, but I was pretty happy on the day. Had a lot of fun. Played a lot of good matches. Not a huge amount of my losses were like me fucking things up. So it's not like I was like, oh, I'm mad at myself for messing up X or Y. Although I did do that at least once. Well, it's not good.
You did miss my birthday.
Pretty dead now. Yeah, I was going to say, even if we draw land, we have actual no-castable spells. That's cool. I said not super great. I didn't say horrible, Army. Horrible would be playing Elves 3 times in 4 rounds. Alright, we just need to hope that all 3 cards in my opponent's hand are complete garbage. And that we draw a 3rd land. Don't cast anything. Just animate Tarpit, hit me. Oh, well, step 1, I guess. Or a pile of Grixis, yeah. These are all accurate things. I actually played against Grixis and Miracles 0 times throughout the tournament. Did play against Ant 3 times, though. Beat it twice, so definitely not like a horrible matchup. Alright, my opponent not doing anything is really good for me. Opponent just continuing to cast nothing relevant. I'm just going to make 1/1s. I'm just going to recruit for recruiters. I guess maybe I can recruit for Spirit Keeper eventually, but I did rip like 2 or 3 of my own creatures. Could grab Mirran Crusader, but my opponent's edicted me several times. Yeah, I think Darkview hit Grixis 3 times. Like, so many of us hit the same matchup at least 3 times on the day. My opponent has finally decided to stop leaving up mana. Three cards in hand. What are the odds they can kill a Crusader? Pretty high. What are my other options, though? Flicker Wisp doesn't suck. I think I'll start with Wisp. Doesn't look like I'm getting Wisp value anytime soon. Yeah, this is what I was playing around. Like another opponent could have easily had Snap Edict. I'm really hoping my opponent has Counterspell in their deck, but I don't think they do. They're just like gonna start turning the corner real fast, which is scary. I need to draw a land so I can wasteland one of these stupid man lands. I'm just gonna take the 4 here. So now we're gonna slam Crusader, especially because we're out of other things to cast. Hope my opponent doesn't have more edicts. Although my opponent's like specifically leaving up a bunch of mana, and I'm not sure why, because they could be tarp hitting me instead of factoring me for additional damage. Oh yeah, if they did a counterspell in their deck, I imagine it's no longer in their deck. That's a good point. So we get Liliana the Veiled. Ooh, Deluge for 2. Alright, not bad. I almost want to play this sword more than this mom. Can't Council's Judgment these man lands. Lands should always come in untapped. I mean, there are some lands that are good. I mean, I think Legacy, your lands are very hard pressed to come in tapped and be good, unless they're like Cloud Post. Why isn't my opponent like tarp hitting me? It's the real slow. I guess because they don't want to like invest mana and get wastelanded, maybe. Ah, yes. Get to play the old Squire. Shuffle the deck. So I think we're dead unless my opponent doesn't kill this Mystic, and then we draw like land and Cataclysm. Wow, opponent, can you not? We would really appreciate you not. Yeah, Bog basically doesn't enter tap. Bog could like not tap for mana, and the same people would be playing it. Oh yeah, the cycle lands too. They're probably like a couple like random other. This Thoughtseize takes the Jailer, sure. I have nothing. Kill the Snapcaster Mage because we are at 6 life. Would love to not use this Wasteland to play a Batterskull, but I think we're just dead. I think I just have to cast or use this Wasteland this turn to gain like 3 life or 2 life. The one turn I'm like for sure about to use this Wasteland. The turn they're like, alright, I'm gonna activate this Tar Pit now. No, we tried. Those draws were not kind. I think enough for Tarpetless Factory to put us at 1. Yeah, we were pretty dead there. What game did we win? Game 2, I think. Yeah, I suppose, like, firing off that wasteland means that we can't top deck Cataclysm, which might have actually gotten us there. God, I hate these hands so much on the draw. Oh, the hand's so much better. Unless we're against a deck where Swords of Plowshares is bad, in which case this hand sucks. Fuck. I like the double Wasteland Aether Vial hand a lot more all of a sudden. Oh, green colorless post. Interesting. I was thinking about porting them, but now that the colorless post deck, and also now that they can just crack map in response to a port, we're definitely just playing Thalia here. I think I'm just attacking with this Mom. Pretty sure it doesn't do anything. That was a wonderful draw. Pretty sure I'm just supposed to get in and start porting these cloud posts. Just gonna 2-drop another cloud post. I have like 9 million mana. Two-drop Tabernacle? That can't be right. I guess maybe they just have more posts in hand? I don't think I'm porting Forest now that like they grab Tabernacle especially. Like, I guess I'm not vialing in this Stoneforge, but I don't know. I guess I'm not scared of something at like 6 mana specifically if they go like tapped Cloud Post or like 7 mana. What are they playing at 7 in this deck? I mean, they play like Ugin and shit. Good Thalia art, good Mom art, better planes. All your statements are wrong. This is objectively the good Mom art. The other Mom art is definitely not the correct one. Like Stoneforge for Batterskull, but then I'm never gonna put it in, so I think I'm gonna take this up to 3. Oh god, I hate dealing with Tabernacle triggers on Modo. Oh, the perfect draw. After you take Vial up to 3. Well, time to hit them with mediocre beats. And I guess Tabernacle like negates my Rishadan port. Maybe that's why it's okay. And if they have like a Glimmer Post and shit. Yeah, we're pretty fucked here, it seems. We seem very dead. If I had to hazard a guess. Oh no, they're just gonna like grab Ivugan. Did I just auto yield to all of the? Oh no, you gotta click them first, and then it auto yields. There we go. True. I did get to stay with literally the best legacy player in North America. Vesuva. I'm so confused. What's my opponent doing? Should I wasteland? Do they already have the mana to just like cast something absurdly big? Wasteland is Cloud Post. They Vesuva Cloud Post will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, I feel like I have to Wasteland this Cloud Post. Oh, they have like crop rotation. I'm just getting got by this Candelabra. Yeah, sure. Notably, I did think about crop rotation. I just didn't think about Candelabra. So I imagine they just already have a giant thing, and that's why they're doing this. I thought they were going to go get Eye and just like put me into the ground, but it's a lot of mana. This feels like an Emrakul. It's pretty good. Objectively the worst. I don't think you're. I've met a lot worse, worse D&D players than you, Army. For sure. Alright, so what are we boarding in here? Council's Judgments, I guess. Cataclysms for sure. Crusader might just be like a good random beat stick. Don't even know if there are things to recruit. Ballista sucks. Plows seem pretty atrocious. Moms. Yeah, I guess this is what I'm doing. Are plows... Does this deck play like Thought-Knot Seer and stuff? I've seen like the lower to the ground ones, but I think the more traditional list is just high-end and ramp. Howl's Beerkeeper sucks, but Howl's Beerkeeper helps against All's Dust, I guess, question mark, but there's like a lot of things in my deck that suck. Me too. Oh yeah. We all have like just these nonsense stories. I think they would be smart to play TKS, but I don't think they do. Yeah, TKS seems like it doesn't suck, especially to like help out their combo matchups, which are probably abysmal. Guess we'll just run it like that and see what happens. Anyway, what was I saying? Probably something about Eternal Weekend, but let's just draw Cataclysm all the games and be fine. Am I supposed to keep these hands that just like lose? Like this hand is just never, ever, ever beating 12 post, right? Like no matter what I do. This is like a good hand to keep. This is like, oh, in the blind, just, you have Thalia, Stoneforge Recruiter. What could go wrong? But this hand just is horrible against 12 post. Ah, much better. No castables. Well, suddenly slightly more castable. But yeah, you need land disruption in this matchup. Yeah, I'm mulling hands that don't have like wastelands, ports, cataclysms, stuff like that. It just feels weird to mull those like completely serviceable hands. I'm not supposed to board in like Chalice in this matchup. Ancient Stirrings, Candelabra, Map. I boarded out like all my ones that aren't Aether Vial. Yeah, probably Pithing Needle too. My opponent grabbed a Candlestick. Do I port them so they can't play a Cloud Post this turn, or what? I don't even know if they have a Cloud Post. It puts me a turn back on Stone Forging, but I think we need to port them. Got to utilize our Aether Vial and just mana disrupt as many times as we can. What one do we play Damping Sphere and Legacy to stop 12 post? You'd play Weathered Wayfarer. Let's draw Phyrexian Booker. What's up all the time? How's it going? Oh yeah, that's fair. You could also just like play red. So porting does nothing this turn, so I'm actually just gonna like play sword here. I would have Council Judgmented this map if I had another white source, but porting on the turns of the cracking map isn't gonna do anything, so I'm gonna play out a sword. I'm excited for the reprints. You know what I'm really pissed about though all the time is that there are 0 white promo cards. They just completely omitted a color. Like what the fuck? I'm mad about that. There's so many like completely reasonable white money cards that they could have shoved into the format, or shoved into the like the promos instead of fucking Balefire Dragon and Lord of Extinction. God, I'm so mad about that. Fuck Kitchen Finks. Kragus is okay. Really want to draw land number 4. Okay, they were never going to realistically give us Howl Spirit Keeper and foil. I didn't really have high hopes for that one. Now I want to draw 4th land. I'm going to leave this on 2, just so I can put in my other 2-drop guaranteed. Yes, 4th land, which means I think I just want to equip and start fucking going to town. Maybe we'll get Howl. We're not getting a Howl Spirit Keeper in the set. There's no way. I don't have my hopes up for anything at this point. I could see Containment Priest happening, but eh. Port that thing. We're getting Dig and it's not legal. I mean, we're also getting D-Tutor and it's not legal anywhere, right? Or Mana Vault and it's also not legal anywhere. And like some of these cards are like cool and flashy and iconic EDH cards, and some of them are just like shitters that I play as a one-off in Death and Taxes sideboards. This Candelabra is a real kick in the nuts. Guess I could just Judgment it off the board. That's probably fine. Shut up, Dell. No one said Grand Abolisher all the time. I couldn't even recite to you the text on Grand Abolisher. So I can just port one of these Cloud Posts and Council Judgment with this Candelabra. It's pretty good. We're not gonna put in Batterskull unless we get to like 6 mana for double port plus Batterskull. We have a good clock going already. Ban Show and Tell, unban Tick. Oh, so Omnitel doesn't rule the format, and then just like Miracles rules the format. During your turn, your opponent loses the. Yeah, it's like your opponent can't cast spell. Can they activate abilities during your turn? Or is it just not cast spells? Crop rotation, huh? Don't know what they're rotating into, but sure. Like another post, probably. It's a lot of mana. Yeah. So I'm gonna port this Cloud Post and hope that they don't have that much mana this turn. Please. We're gonna recruit up a Flicker Wisp. Try to flicker out one of these Cloud Posts. Yeah, I don't think Brawling helps the dig problem at all. So that's what, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10 mana? That's a lot. I think like Ulamog me. Oof. Pithing Needle, huh? I guess I'm supposed to activate this Aether Vial. What am I recruiting, though? Oh, is this just going to be, like, into, like, Ugin? I just got, like, hard baited. This is, like, Ugin. Maybe I should, grab a Revoker, because we're just stone dead if it is Ugin, right? Grabbing Flicker Wisp doesn't seem great if they're just needling my file now. So they're at 9 mana, so they can't, like, Ulamog me or anything. They might also be Pithing Needling Rishadenport, notably, but... And if that's the case, I'd want Wisp. You can't beat Ugin anyway. That's, like, kind of fair, I guess. We could beat Ugin. We could, like, Revoker it and they could have nothing else in hand, or just grab Wisp. Let's try to put together a list to use Commander to pair with Cloudpost. What? Oh yeah, doesn't it untap lands or something? Untaps permanents? This is game 1. No, this is game 2. We died game 1. Name's Jite. Wow. That is aggressive. They do know I have 2 Rishadenports in play, right? Should I be playing around something here? They're just gonna, like, flash in this Thought-Knots here. Corrosive Grip. Oh, that's mean. Maybe I shouldn't have attacked with one of my Stone Forges. No, because I wanted a double port. But yeah, now I don't even think I'm Wisping yet. I think I'm just, like, trying to get Crusader in to add to the clock. Where does naming Jite help them, all their creatures? Yeah, I don't know what that needle was. It's a very weird needle. feel like they definitely wanted to name Rashadenport if their plan was to blow up my Sword of Fire and Ice that turn. 5. There's a lot of mana still. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. I don't think so. I don't think MTG auto suggests things with like your needle effects. This matchup is very difficult from our side, definitely. I would agree. You just need like a ton of mana denial. Feel like we're in an okay spot though. Nice. I was told DNT was a mana. Hey, we did it! We denied them like 12 mana that turn. Oh no, 1, 2. We denied them like 15 mana that turn. Flickered out a Cloud Post, ported 2 Cloud Posts. Easy. Do I actually like want Chalice over like some dopey cards like Palace Jailer? And like, I don't know, something else. They have what? Candelabra, Pithing Needle, Exhibition Map, Ancient Stirrings in their deck? Chalice like weirdly doesn't suck a huge amount. It sucks a lot worse on the draw than on the play, but it's like it also turns off my surgicals. Maybe it's not good. Maybe I just continue and hope to draw turn 4 Cataclysm. Post last round about wastelanding their Cloud Post turn surgicaling it. Yep, that's generally the idea. Yeah, it does seem a lot worse on the draw. I think had I realized it for game 2, I might have brought it in, but is it worse than like Palace Jailer also sucks a lot, so. Yeah, the rest of the cards in this deck also kind of suck, is my... fuck it, we'll just resubmit. The Palace Jailer did nothing, would have been much better as a Chalice, but... Shrug. Oof. Like, I want mana denial. Do I want mana denial this bad? Put in his deck, like, Eldrazi Post is a lot softer to this sort of hand, because you can't actually just, like, vial and then port them down, but... Green Post can actually, like, play through this sort of stuff. I think this hand is just garbage. I think this hand... Can I stop drawing Batterskull in my opener, for the love of God? No, fuck me, I guess. Fuck me, I guess. I kind of hate that hand had 2 ports, but it had nothing else. Hope my opponent doesn't blind name Aether Vial here. That would be unfortunate. Hope they name Wasteland. Nice. I've had Batterskull in my opening hand an unrealistic amount of these 6 games that I've played so far. Oh no. Fuck, now we're dead. There's no way they don't name Aether Vial here on my Mold of 5. Second land, please. Don't do me like this. We did it. I don't have an Elves Command. Get out of here. Maybe I'm not supposed to play this because I want a Council's Judgment, but I don't have anything to revoke her right now. Could have just like preemptively named map or something, but might want to name like this candelabra that they just played. Oh man, opponents. Wait. Oh man. I don't want either of these cards to happen. If only I had Revokered one of them, I could just cancel Judgment the other one. I just gotta revoke this Candlestick, right? At least they have to like put 2 mana into the map to go get a third class. Yeah, we're so dead. Maybe I name the map and hope that like they don't have more cloud posts. Not actually sure which is the correct call here, because if I name map, they spend 2 mana. Like this candelabra essentially taps for 2 mana, right? Because they can pay 2, untap 2 cloud posts, and they make cloud posts currently make 4, so that's just like what 2, 4, 6, 7 mana Candlestick versus the map. When they crack it, they get they'll crack it, play another cloud post, and they'll have 4 on the turn, and then like 11. I mean, Candlestick isn't that much mana if they we don't have any more posts, which is a hard ask, but map is a lot of things, and most of those things kill me. We can also notably revoke the map and then hope maybe Council Judgment the candelabra at a later date. I'm in for map now. If we draw a 4th land, we can just kill the Candlestick. That's rude. Actually, well, we can cast this Council Judgment now. Ha. Try and prevent me from playing my 3-drops. Didn't work. We drew the land anyway. Wow. That's not cool. I mean, I guess they could have killed my Revoker with that instead, so I guess that's kind of acceptable. They just, like, really don't want to bounce my Thalia, I guess. Oh, alright, sure, why not? Just have 2 Warping Whales. Later, army. Now we're super dead. If only there's 1 card in hand, we can hope to God that it's not a payoff. Too bad I can't recruit for Cataclysm. Oh, now that's just being mean. Why you gotta do me like that, opponent? Alright, so if I recruit... None of my recruiting things, like, beat a cloud post. Yeah, I can't, like, recruit... And recruiting Revoker at this stage, they have 11 mana. So I don't think, like, revoking this Candlestick is where I want to be. I don't really have any other good bullets. I think it's just Jam Crusader and Prey. I don't think we can just, like... I don't think we can play around anything. Yeah, Jam our threat, Pray we draw, like, Cataclysm. Well, that's pretty bad. Would love for them to have not cast that one. I can't revoke her in the same turn is the issue. Like, if I had 5 mana, I might recruit her into Revoker or Relic Order on this. But the fact that I have to, like, I would waste the turn playing a 1-1. I really don't want to do that. Man, I hope this Ancient Strings whiffs. Is that even, like, physically possible in that deck? The other 3 Ancient Stirrings, and then, like... Does this deck play Sylvan Scrying? Probably. I'll accept some Forest. You can throw some Forest in there. You can have one of those. Warping Whale. Well, that's definitely not the scariest card I've seen. Ooh, this looks a lot scarier. This is really psyching me. Oh, wow. Alright. My opponent has 1 card in hand, and it's Warping Whale. I don't think I've ever beaten the card Candelabra of Talos. Alright, so we could Stoneforge for a quicker clock. We can Recruiter for something. Man, they can even just, like, bounce my Thalia into turn. It doesn't even do anything. Oh, God, what am I doing? We're so dead. What am I recruiting for? Oh, we got 10 minutes. I'll answer your question in a second, Charlotte. We're really trying to not get, like, nailed to the wall here. I have, like, actual nothing useful to recruiter for. These are a lot of things that, that die. Recruit for, like, Second Crusader? Revoker just dies to Warping Whale. Everything dies to Warping Whale. I kind of want to play this Stoneforge. Like, Jailer's not horrible if they find a guy, but... I could just... I almost want to just, like, Stoneforge, but that's so mana inefficient. But I want to get, like, a better clock. Jailer's not the worst idea. Just to like, or maybe even just to draw cards and be a 2/2. I think I like that idea the most, actually. Recruit Relic Order doesn't suck because it eats the Candelabra and doesn't die. Although, like, what am I realistically gonna beat by killing this Candelabra? I think it is just Jailer. Go get him, Jailer. Cataclysm gets whaled. That's true. Maybe they'll use it though. Oh, they drew Glimmer Post. All right, we're alive another turn. We start drawing cards. I too hope he whales the recruiter. Oh, nice. Our Pithingfield Wasteland. Get him. Alright, time to start drawing cards. Oh, that was ominous. I could Judgment the Needle on Wasteland, and then actually Wasteland a Cloud Post, which gets them down to 3, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. It's definitely not nothing. I could also, like, play Stoneforge that turn, too, I think. 1, 2, 3, Wasteland. Yeah, that seems like a pretty good play. Although, they have this Candelabra. That just makes them more mana, right? I need to Judgment the Candelabra. Which still leaves them with, like, 9 million mana in play. So I have to, like, Judgment the Candelabra and then find something to answer this Wasteland and then Wasteland a Cloud Post, right? They have, like, actual infinite right now, though. I could also just not judgment anything. And just go, like, Stoneforge, play a thing, hit him. I could connect with GTA this turn. I don't know if I want to, right? I think I'd rather go for something like Sword. I miss a connection, but just, like, it does the same amount of damage after the first hit, but it also draws me a card every turn. Yeah, I think it is Stoneforge for Sword, hope to fade. Yeah, the Council Judgment probably isn't going to come into play unless I also draw like a Flicker Wisp or something early in a Relic Order, or Friction Revoker. The Flex Revoker doesn't do anything, because Warping Whale. Planet's literally just hope he bricks. Warping Whale's the Stoneforge, sure. That seemed kind of like a weird timing for that, but okay. Oh, the second Warping Whale. Oh no! They're gonna take Monarchy from me! I've been outplayed by the third Warping Whale! Oh no, the fourth Warping Whale. Wow, I really got. Time to draw Cataclysm, please. Fuck me. This Maze of Ith also just beats up my sword equip, too. This is bullshit. This is definitely some bullshit. Was not playing around fourth Warping Whale. So we could Council Judgment, the Pithing Needle on Wasteland the Maze, and then equip the sword. CJ the Needle on Wasteland the Maze. Yeah, exactly. No, I don't like Judgmenting the Scion. Yeah, I think I just want to Judgment and then like use the sword trigger to kill the Scion. Or yeah, because that just deals them much more damage and lets me draw more cards. Because this Council Judgment's not taking them off of mana anymore. They're about to get like super blown out by their last card being Crop Rotation. And before fifth Warping Whale. Cataclysm. Hey, Crusader. They're already dead in like that many turns. We just need to keep fading. No, Dismember. Oh, Dismember on like my Palace Jailer. Ooh, this doesn't really do a lot. Oh man, I can't play both of these. Are they drawing this poorly? I don't know. Their deck has a lot of air, I guess. Can I recruit for anything reasonable here? I mean, the answer is just like no, right? Do I even add a bunch more to the board? Yeah, porting the force. I mean, I guess porting the force is kind of nothing because they have this candelabra, but I could like recruiter into relic warder this candelabra, port the forest. No, Wasteland doesn't beat Emrakul because they have like without one cloud post, they have 4 posts in place. So that's 4, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15. Even if I Wasteland them and take them off the candlestick. I think I like the take them off of Ancient Stirrings plan by killing the candelabra and then porting their forest. Can also get Hallowed Spirit Keeper to play around All's Dust. But, yeah, I like the Relic Order line more. Can I surgical anything reasonable here? Probably not. Could just, like, surgical the All's Dust and pray. I mean, I guess I might as well, right? It's not like the surgical is going to get any better. Let's just see if the Doom is in their hand. Oh no, their hand is Force Maze of Ith! We did it! Suck at Cloud Post. Oh man, that was stressful. Mentor Miracles is good. If you keep losing to Miracles, like, definitely wanted to like tweak the list a little bit to hedge that matchup. It's alright. Did I mistype something? I think I might type 3 in something. Oh no, there we go. We lost our first round. Mistyped my data. Alright, anyway. That was, what was match 1? Match 1 was like Bug, Landstill, Dumpster Fire. All this doesn't actually win. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We were like, trying to play towards them like having one less out to surviving to find something else, and like I don't think that surgical is doing anything else. Oh, awkward. Well, that seems pretty good. I still think you Wasteland, get Revoker to beat Ugin. They need Emrakul you to beat us, but it doesn't have. It doesn't unless they have Karakas. They have Karakas in play, right? So Emrakul just auto beats us. Ugin gets us, I guess, but wait, Wasteland the Karakas, and then get Revoker to try to beat Ugin. Yeah, this hand's great. I mean, maybe? I don't know. The way we played it, we also were playing around them Ancient Stirringsing, Ancient Stirrings into something, which is pretty relevant, I think. Like, just completely taking them off of green mana. Okay, so Eternal Weekend was really fun. I didn't do super great. I went 7-4 in the Legacy event. I went 7-3 in the Vintage event. I got second place unpowered in Vintage though, which was really fun. But had pretty mediocre Legacy results. But I had a blast. 10 out of 10 would go again. After hearing a bunch of horror stories about Eternal Weekend 2017 too, I think they really stepped it up in terms of like how they ran it. I got $300 for winning or for getting second place there. Plow Your Mom. The old turn 2 Aether Vial. You should come next year, Chylith. I'm probably gonna go next year. It was tons of fun. Checks Plow 3x Plains Wisp Recruiter feels too slow on the drop. Maybe I'm supposed to keep that 7. Maybe. Wait, is that one land? That's mean. Isn't it in Europe? They have one in Europe and they have one in North America every year, I think, right? Unless I'm mistaken in how that works. I think they do like 1 and 1. Yeah. Oh, we just drew Jite, fuck. I didn't even realize. I was already like, oh, so for Jite. Hey. Yeah, I mean, just Emrakul or probably Ugin Beastline we took, but Ancient Stirrings, like, gives them, goes 5 deep to find, like, anything to stall them or win them the game, right? I guess we just play this GJ. Like, I think taking them off of Ancient Stirrings is a big deal. In like they have that one top deck, and if they top deck Ancient Stirrings, that turns into 5 top decks to find something to beat us. Like that line like takes us through them top decking exactly Emrakul, right? Flicker Wisp their Revoker. Alright, later. Ian. I guess I'm just gonna put in this second Mother of Ruins now that they've put their Revoker onto my GT. Maybe they'll name Mother of Ruins. You never know. We can try. Tell me just the better deck since I'm not playing bad snow-covered lands. I am the superior deck. Snow-covered lands are for suckers. Snow-covered lands are for people who think they're gonna lose. You just believe in yourself. You're always gonna beat miracles every time. I really liked my deck configuration, Ash. I was really happy with at least 74 of my 75. There's a Mirran Crusader in the sideboard that I wasn't 100% confident with, and I still kind of am trying to find a card that's like better in that slot. But I'm really happy, especially with the 60, and I'm really happy with a lot of my sideboard stuff. Did I have Revoker in the deck? Yeah, I think I had one more. I have 2, and I think he only killed 1. So I definitely had another Revoker in the deck. So like Revoker for Ugin, rather than like taking them off of green, is another valid line. Revoke Ugin, Wasteland, Wasteland the Caracas. Definitely not unreasonable. Oh, he lost connection. I didn't even realize. This is the exact 75 I was playing at Eternal Weekend, which I took to a mediocre 7-4, but Static Gripped in the chat took the exact same list to a 9-2 finish in top 16 with it. So I think the list felt really good. Very happy with everything except for the Mirror Crusader in the sideboard is very dopey and feels like it should be something else, but I still don't know what I'd want it to be. Yeah, would definitely recommend having a 75 like this as a jumping off point. Yeah, Static beat me in Legacy and Vintage. He like top 32 Vintage and then top 16 Legacy. I also still hate Jailer a little bit in my head, but it's real good against 4-color Loam, which has been popping up a lot. Guess I'm just Rashad importing. I don't want to get ported. I'm going to port their port. Revoker for... Oh, Ballista? Might have, like, revoked Ugin before Ballista. Did they even play Ballista all the time? Oh, I guess, yeah. Revoker in play already beats the Ugin because they're at 2. Yeah. You were playing fully powered Vintage. We weren't playing the exact same deck in Legacy. Or in Vintage, I mean. Do I just want, like, Batterskull? No, I want Sword. Sword seems nuts here. Sword just takes the Revoker off the table. Especially with this Mirror Crusader sitting in my hand. Yeah, that's pretty valid. I like that. That line's pretty respectable. It might like not die to almost anything, like involving a single top deck. If we like just sit there and tank for a while about it. I don't think that line dies to a lot. I think that line beats Ceaseless Hunger too, assuming they have like Ulamog the Ceaseless Hunger in their deck. I don't love Prelate in the Grixis control matchup. Like, it's good, but it's not something that I'm super excited to see. It's like, that doesn't seem like a great line. Opponent's just, like, really dead now, right? I mean, I guess they can block with this Revoker. I should have actually used the Mom. Just forced the Revoker block. I'm dumb. But whatever. Feel pretty safe in this board position, but definitely make like the best plays so you don't lose like random stuff. I might have also like wanted to just like equip it to the Stoneforge instead. Well, it's like kind of mana inefficient because eventually I want it on the Crusader. But Stoneforge getting in is like pretty minor. It's like 1 damage. The little chip shot's not the end game, but just like aggressively activating the Mom to force the Revoker block to connect with GT is what mattered a lot there. No, I think the line's good versus Ulamog, right? Because we had 4 creatures in play. If they Ulamog me, they can exile 2 creatures. Wait, do I have 2 creatures with 1 power, though? No, right? Oh, yes, they could leave me with, like, 2 recruiters. They could exile the Revoker and the... Yeah. Alright, so now we're gonna try to aggressively use these moms. So my opponent can't just chump block with this Flicker Wisp. Now my opponent has to get rid of their Ballista, I assume. And they're gonna like ping my untapped mom. Which is fine. I think we're just gonna play mom plus Vial here. Yeah, 12 Post does have like a weird random amount of air in it. I mean, you gotta play like a lot of like weird and clunky stuff. Pile of lands. Yeah, Plowing Crusader is not a huge deal, because anything picking up a sword is huge game. Although my opponent, I guess my opponent can actually start porting me off of my second land. Because we just like can't hit this land drop. Land, please. Yeah, that kind of works. I mean, not really, but down the road. And plow this Revoker if I want to. I might need to actually just plow this Wisp, though. Because this Revoker's not a big deal, but I definitely just don't want to dive to 5 turns to this Wisp as I slowly like get ported down. I also don't want to activate my opponent's GTA if they like have one. They have 2 cards in hand, though. I actually am going to kill this. Like, I have so much good stuff in my hand, I think I can just, like, beat this Revoker. I don't want to get, like, cheesed out by getting hit 5 times with this Wisp before I win the game. That makes some blockers, I guess. I'm gonna revoke my sword, too. It's, like, a little obnoxious. Eventually we'll get to this Jailer. So this turn, we should be able to just connect with the GTA, right? We'll untap Jailer, the Revoker on the GTA, and just, like, win the game. The whole port line. Hey, sometimes when you don't want to get ported, you gotta port them. Alright, well, I really hope my opponent didn't draw Flicker Wisp. Would be kind of obnoxious. Just concedes. I don't have the Jailer yet. You don't know, man. Just the sick bluff. And Luna probably knows about how I feel about bluff equity. So definitely these 6. Cut the Prelate and the Thalias, and then probably the Spirit Keeper. And then, is it worth bringing in the second Crusader? The sickest of bluff, just like completely burn a Vial to pretend I have a a Palace Jailer on the off chance my opponent will concede to it. I do undervalue bluff equity, mostly because I'm really lazy, especially on Moto, because I don't care enough about minimal prizes. Also, because sometimes people overvalue bluff equity, and I don't like that. There is definitely a middle line, and I am definitely err on the side of, like, undervaluing it. Like, people definitely activate their Aether Vials too much. And I don't activate my Aether Vials enough. I guess this is fine. I don't think there's a worse card in my deck than this Mirran Crusader is. Maybe the Jailer. Yeah, on Moto especially, I definitely agree that just undervaluing it, because it just doesn't matter a lot of the time, and you're just like burning your own clock and stuff, but... Oof. Oof, this hand. Yeah, when you're trying to play around like clicks and stifles, that's what I try to do more. Or like K commands, when you have one card in hand, you activate the vial that your thing isn't on, and then they try to K command you to make you discard it. Yeah, this hand sucks. This hand doesn't suck. Vial into vial. Ooh, deal. I'll take all the Stone Forges. Maybe I'm supposed to be bottoming that for, like, interaction. Because my opponent's on the play, so they're more likely to be able to beat me in the Stone Forge race. That's mean. What if my opponent led with Karakas? Do they have like a second Karakas? Trying to get me to wasteland it? Oof. Please no. Don't do it. Don't do it, man. Dang. Oh, well, rip us. Hopefully my opponent doesn't have Revoker. Yeah, get my file back. Which I probably am going to do. We'll see if there's anything more relevant to hit by the end step here. Oh god. I have to respond. Man, I really don't want to give... Luinil's not the... Luinil's better than keeping Thalia's, but... I think alright, I think I'm gonna play around Revoker by not casting my Plow and not play around Thalia by also not casting my Plow. Luinil puts in a Thalia here, I'm gonna be real mad. We're gonna have stern talking. Yeah. At least against a good Death and Taxes players, you can assess that that's your plan. If there was like a bad Death and Taxes player, I'd be like, oh shit, they're about to like just wreck me with this Thalia. Take this Vial up to 3. We have a lot of 3s. I have one more 2. It doesn't matter nearly as much. Trading plows, I guess. He's playing around me, getting the Flicker Wisp. That makes sense. Meh. I wonder if I was supposed to actually flicker his Aether Vial. We're both pretty land light, and if I flickered his Aether Vial, I could keep my Aether Vial. Whereas if I like Violent Crusader or something, he can then Flicker Wisp my Aether Vial. I mean, I get a second Aether Vial if I get to let this live. He might like plow it and flicker with me and just totally wreck me. Alright. Flickering the Relic Order. Oh, that's fun. That's cool. Because he gets to, like, just eat my other Vial instead and just kind of swap them around. Yeah, I probably should have flickered his Vial. That was a misplay on my part, I think. Hey, we did it. Found a land finally. I think we're just going to play out our GT here. And also not attack. We're losing the damage race. I'd rather block a Relic Order. I don't think he has Path. Or maybe he did. So I can like revoke my opponent's Aether Vial and put my opponent on exactly 1 mana removal spell or die. Or at least force their hand. I think I'm going to activate the sorcery speed. If they path me, I'm not happy, but I'm not... Okay, yeah, there we go. We beat the activation. Ooh. Alright. This feels like they do have a 1 mana removal spell in hand. But I don't think I can really afford to play around it. Notably, I think I am just going to put in Stoneforge now. Fair. I mean, my opponent was trying to like cast a spell, according to the Moto text box. It was like he was paying costs and stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised, especially with how he played this turn, too. They know I'm untapping with GTA plus Crusader. They grab another Flicker Wisp. Maybe I do have to revoke their vials. Yeah, fuck it. YOLO. Get him. No plow, no plow, no plow, no plows. Yeah. I'm kind of assuming they do have it, and if they don't, then we get to win, so that's cool. Notably, if my opponent doesn't have a plow, they should definitely block with something, yeah. So I get less GT counters. Ooh, yeah. So this makes it so they can get their Wisp, but the reason I was still putting the Revoker to get the Aether Vial is so that if they have Wisp, they still can't, like, Wisp on my turn to prevent me from getting GT triggers and stuff. It was a good play. I don't know if I would have pathed the Relic Order over the Recruiter. I think I definitely would have pathed the Recruiter, right? Because then they could have untapped it and they could have Wisped their own Relic Order to get their to take my GT. Unless they have a different plan for this, like Council's Judgment. Man, really, really good with the reads. Doesn't seem like it's going to matter a whole lot, but... Ballista. That definitely does something. I think I just want to put Ballista on 1 into play. To like make sure that they can't flicker this recruiter to get back into this game. Or just ping off this Flicker Wisp. So that's why they pathed the Relic Ward over the Recruiter, so they could eventually try to rebuild with this Recruiter Flicker Wisp engine. This attack is baiting me into pinging the Ballista. Which means I would much rather... Oh yeah, I can't use Aether Vial. Shoot, I'm dumb. Kind of forgot about that. Did I ping this now? No. But I think I might have wanted to, like, Stoneforge. So we're not dead here. My opponent's going to flicker the Recruiter, we're going to ping it. Untap, we can path 1. Not a good draw. So essentially just need to draw a removal spell or a third land. We have a lot of those, so... We have like 20 lands and 4 other removal spells in the deck. Definitely not nothing, but there's a chance that we just like brick and die. Maybe I was supposed to actually path my own Revoker and activate my Aether Vials. Maybe that was like less dumb. Also gives me a third land, notably. Alright, opponent has 2 cards in hand. They're both equipment that I don't particularly care about. We just need to top deck and answer this Flicker Wisp before we die. Ah, shit. Yeah, that's the thing I realized. Just like path the Revoker, Vow, and a Wisp. Yeah, definitely fucked that one up. Had a couple of draws to like still get there in the end, but I think I should have pathed my own thing. Thinking too, or like playing too fast. versus actually thinking about the decisions. A couple minor fuck-ups in there. I forget what the other ones were, but too much happening when you're trying to talk about what you're doing and why you're doing it. Man, this is like almost keepable. This is not great. Do I even want this? I kind of do. Turn 2 Remorseful Cleric, turn 3 Mom Port. Isn't the worst. Oh man, the one land Aether Vial in the mirror? Come on, Lunel. That's so risky. Just like Flicker Wisp. Yeah, Mom doesn't matter. Flicker Wisp or like Revoker. All like severely punish this line. I think we're just gonna Ballista for 2 and hope it gets there, I guess. Wow, rude. Kill that in case of Revoker. But I think you would have definitely revoked the Ballista in response to me playing it. Yep. This is all fine. The only concern is that, like, Violon 3 makes Jailer incredibly frightening. Less so because I have a Ballista that could, like, stop a Flicker Wisp from murdering me, but it depends on how my opponent plays this turn. Path makes it even better, too. So now we're going to Jailer my opponent and just make an insurmountable wall of dudes. With Ballista, Cleric, Path to Exile. I'm just not even going to attack, I don't think. I could, like, maybe attack with the Ballista, but I just want to ensure that I get there. So if my opponent can't find an answer to Ballista, we just run away with this game by continually pumping it. They could, like, Flicker Wisp my Ballista, force me to pop it, but then we still have, like, 2 guys and 2 paths. Path my Cleric, interesting. Not gonna exile their graveyard. I would just find another land, I guess. Interesting. Assume they're gonna recruit Wisps. Recruit their own Jailer. Ooh, that's hot. Don't know how useful that's gonna be. If they can take care of both my creatures this turn, if they like Wisp my Ballista and Jailer my Jailer, then that could be really bad. Guess we'll find out. So what is this targeting? They're targeting my Ballista with this. So if they become the Monarch, Stoneforge comes back. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know what other cards in their hand. So like this line might be fine, but it is like pretty high risk, high reward, depending on how the rest of their turn plays out. I hope they just cast this sword. It's annoying. I could force them to chump block with the Stoneforge, though. If I just, like, path their things.